Hi folks, welcome back. This is the Scapegoat Club. My name is Jess, short for Francesca by the way. And today I have 3 quick tests which I think can help you decide whether you're dealing with a toxic person or not. Hi gang, thanks a lot for tuning in again. I was thinking about how we can really tell if we're dealing with toxic people in our lives, and it can get really hard, especially if we're talking about narcissism or any other specific kind of personality disorder, and they can get technical, and there's diagnoses and all those things, and I think that what's actually more important is that we're just really aware when we are dealing with difficult people. Then we can make informed decisions around our own behavior and around how we want to handle those relationships going forward. I should say, disclaimer, I am not a qualified therapist. I am just a survivor of a toxic and abusive relationship, and these are things that I've learned, and I am studying to be a therapist as well, but I am not there yet. So take from this video what you wish. If it doesn't work for you, that's okay too. We're all adults here. We can all decide. Oh, and just a note, I've been figuring out that my microphone seems to be really sensitive to breeze. My last video I didn't notice any at all, and so if it keeps up, then I'm gonna figure out a plan B. But I really appreciate your patience, because I love filming outside, partly because I think nature is one of the most healing places to be. I live in this fabulous place and I want to share it, and also I feel more connected to everybody else out there. If I'm outside, look at the sky, we're all looking at the same sky, right? Give or take. So it's just me. Anyway, so my 3 kind of quick litmus tests almost to see if you're dealing with a toxic relationship. Number 1, the equality test. Basically, do the same rules apply to you as to them and to them? So if they are the kind of people that are always late when you arrange to meet up, what happens if you're late? Is that okay? Or does that not vibe? Or is it a case of maybe they might tease you about something, they give you a hard time about something, but if you were to tease that back to them, or to turn it back on them and tease them, it would go down like a lead balloon? Maybe tricky. And I'm going to bring these tests back to narcissism because that's something that I'm interested in, and something that I have talked about a lot. I think one of the problems with narcissists is that equality is not something that comes into their vocabulary. They are so fragile that they need to be better than other people. And so if you're finding that you're constantly dealing with a situation where they need to be ahead of you, or maybe it's a family situation where you have a favorite sibling and yourself, if there isn't equality between them, even though in my lovely family I'm told that oh no, we love you both equally, yeah, no, you're both the same to us, except that actually we're not. When it comes down to it, it's like, Chess, why can't you just do what your sister wants? Like, yeah, okay, so that's not equality then. Okay, so, and maybe I'll just stick in another little test. Do they say and do the same thing? Do they add up, or is there a disconnect between what they're doing and what they're saying? So now this video has now gone on to my 4 quick tests. Okay, so my first test is equality. Second one is actions and words. Do they line up? My third little test, what is it? I should write notes. My third test, I just remembered. Yay! So my third test is, can you make an honest mistake with these people or this person? So we all make mistakes. That's the way life goes. We all forget things. We all, screw up every once in a while. And if we're around healthy people, then they should get that, because healthy people know that they screw up too, right? And so maybe it's you forgot about an arrangement and you remembered just at the last minute, or you had to show up late, or maybe you sent a birthday card late, or you couldn't go to some kind of family celebration, I don't know. Or maybe it's at work, you forgot to leave the file on the other person's desk, or share the keys with someone. Whatever it is, we all make mistakes, right? And the key thing with mistakes is to own up and say, oops, yeah, my bad. If it's a really big screw up, do what you can to fix it. Don't try and cover it up, but own it and apologize and then move on. That's the way the world works. That's just the way we live. It just is. That's a part of being human. But I've found with difficult people, and I think the research shows that they are so fragile, and that first of all, very fragile people are often very perfectionistic, and they don't, even though they're not perfect, they don't allow themselves to see that. They have this perfectionism as a defense mechanism to try and shield them from the fact that they're not perfect. They can't see it. And so they don't own up to mistakes. And also, if you make a mistake, then that's something that they can latch onto and say, you are imperfect, therefore I'm better than you, and I can I can protect myself and my ego by exploiting the fact that you made a mistake. So they might not forgive you, they might keep bringing it up, they might just make snide comments about, that time that Jess forgot to show up to the family dinner, or whatever it is. I'm making that up. I would never have forgotten. But I did forget other things. But I knew that one would be too scary. So can you make an honest mistake around people? And supportive, loving, healthy people, it's not even a big deal. Or if it is something that they're upset about, and say, you forgot the birthday, then maybe they say, hey, yeah, actually I was upset about that. It made me feel unloved, unwanted, or unappreciated, but how can we make sure that doesn't happen again? That's fine too. But again, if we come into, maybe a narcissist would be, you forgot my birthday, you don't love me, I can't believe you would do that, why would you do something so horrible, my life is over, woe is me. That's the kind of response you might get from that kind of unhealthy narcissistic type, or maybe narcissistic, maybe not type of person. And my third little test, oh no, I'm on 4 now, aren't I? Sorry. My last test, let's just do that, is, can you say no to this person? And that is just such a truly fundamental test for whether you're talking to a toxic person. If you can say no, and you can just say sorry for whatever reason, but the answer is no. It could be you can't do it, there might be a physical reason, it might be a boundary you put up yourself. No, I'm sorry, I'm going to take that time for something that I need to do. If you say no to an unhealthy person, you're going to know straight off if they're going to take that. There might be pushback, there might be a sarcastic comment, there might be a, how dare you say that to me, depending on the type of person you're dealing with. But saying no to somebody who is unhealthy and toxic and maybe abusive is a really, really key test. If you don't feel safe about saying no, or maybe you're even so conditioned that you couldn't even think about saying no, like me and my family dinners, then you know that something's wrong. And the reason, from a narcissistic perspective, why saying no is such a problem is that they are such fragile people, again, that they need to feel like they are center of the universe, and they need other people to support and to feed that. It's sometimes called narcissistic supply as well. And so if you're cutting off that supply or saying, hey, I'm sorry, but there's other things going on in my life, even if you're like, hey, I love you, but I just can't do this thing for you right now, that is an injury to their ego. It tells them that you have other priorities and that they aren't right in the center of it, and that is really scary and dangerous for them, and that's why they will fight against it. So gang, I hope that helps. I hope those little tests kind of give you an idea of to try and feel out what you're dealing with. I also think that one of the, if there is a beauty of dealing with difficult people, it's that we can also look at their behavior and learn what not to do. And so learning not to have those responses when we're dealing with other people, I think really helps, get the karma going the right way. So again, thanks so much for tuning in. I hope the video helps. If you'd like to support the channel, liking, subscribing, and I do have a Patreon account as well. And I will talk to you again soon, my friends. Take care. Bye for now.